Welcome, Love Them Knives channel here, LTK, the Remette. I've been talking about Remette for a couple of years. This is exciting here. This knife, the Swordfish, the RT Swordfish, I'm not sure exactly why they call it the RT Swordfish, maybe Remette, whatever, but Swordfish, these are gravity knives. There's kind of different, you know, your Tanto, your drop point, all black, and different things here with the fat carbon, etc., etc. Now, these are an M390, and the first time I saw these was at SHOT Show 2024, which is in late January, and of course it's an industry trade show. It's not where you go to buy knives or guns or whatever. It's an industry trade show, so it's not open to the public, etc., etc. But I went there and TAC Knives was there. Okay, and so TAC Knives, they're out of Miami. And so we had to go all the way to Vegas just to see each other, right? He's like 100 and some miles south of me in southern Florida. But no, you got to go to Vegas. But they did have a table there with Remette knives. And you know what? I've talked about Remette knives for several years because they have, you know, a bunch of them on Amazon. That's kind of where they were doing their thing. And, you know, micarta and this and that, right? And then the Remette Steed came out, and I think it was just the tip EDC, somebody like that contacted me, I think it was him, about the Steed, the Remette Steed. And I'll see if I can sneak a picture in here to show you a picture of the Steed. Okay, and so the Steed was in M390, carbon fiber, this and that. And then they had some others as well, but now they got a bunch of different knives, both in lower end, you know, 14C budget thing and button locks and all that, and then also higher end in titanium and M390. These are titanium and M390. This is the Tanto. You can see the inlay here. You can see the pocket clip here. Very nice. We will disassemble one of these two. And this one has kind of a multi, and I don't know if this is the official fat carbon from Eastern Europe or if this is a Chinese, you know, replica of that fat carbon, because I think some is running around of that as well. Regardless, I don't know if I care that much as far as when it's just a little inlay like this, so it is what it is. But titanium M390. And then, you know, when you got knives that have come on Amazon and this and this and this, and kind of, you know, you're going, I'm suspect of the M390, this and that. Well, I did. I have tested like Remette knives, and were they once called QYGMGS? Remember that? I mean, I'm going to look back. I'm going to put links to my previous Remette videos down below, okay? And you can check them out. Kept thinking they were the ones with QYGMGS, and I go, man, that's a crazy, and they go, yeah, we're going to change that name. And so that, I believe that's the story there, and they're Remette now, okay? But there's other reviewers have been talking about Remette, not just me, okay? So don't just disregard them now. But now I had the Remette Steed tested, okay? I sent it in for testing to, first of all, X-ray, you know, to the FRX, whatever it is, and XRF, sorry. And yes, it was confirmed as M390, and then I had it stabbed for Rockwell twice, and the Rockwell was 62.4 and 62.7, I think. I'll put those down below as well, but it was 62.4 to 62.7. It was, I believe it was those two, because I just saw it a few minutes ago when I was looking through my paperwork. Okay, so it's not too shabby. And so do I know that what these aren't? No, but do I figure that their heat treat protocols probably not changed a bunch in the last 12 months? I would think so. So I would feel pretty confident that we're in a green zone for Rockwell hardness. And so gravity knives are interesting, are they not? These, I mean, it's like you feel like you should be able to just throw them out, but see, I have not been able to really just do that. This is more like, let science do it. There, it's called gravity. Yeah. Okay, just like that. Wow. Just like that. Now I'm not feeling shaky, rattle, any of that. Oh, you know what I was going to do? Crap. I was going to look up the G&G Hawk deadlock, because if you look at the Riot XO, right? The Riot XO, when it came out, and then they did the the Riot XO-M, which is a smaller version that was put in 3V or something like that. And then it had a lock on it, and then it had a pocket clip, because the first XO that came out did not have a pocket clip, and it, it's just like you pulled it back, it dropped out, dropped back, dropped out, and it didn't lock in place. It stayed locked because you held it together, right? And then later the XO-M had a slide lock and then a pocket clip, but it was smaller than the full-size XO, which was like a 3.7 or 3.8 inch blade, which begs the question here, what are these? And I believe these are more like the 3.75, are they? No, they're 3.5. Oh, no, hold on. No, these are 3.25. I'm sorry. 3.25, 7.8. Okay, yeah, 7.75. Okay, so, and you know what? If I would have showed you the stats, you would know that. Here's information on these. And M390, titanium, blah, 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 carbon fiber, etc., etc. And somewhere they were saying, yeah, Rockwell 60 to 61. Well, they were hitting that all day long. So, yeah. And let's see, left or right hand use. Okay, this is interesting because on their Instagram, they did a thing, and I'm going to do that too. You take it apart and you can flip the blade. Okay, it says right here, simply reverse the blade, reinstall it to achieve perfect results. Okay. Well, I don't, perfect with me, I don't know if it goes together, but okay, so 3D dimensional, blah, 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 okay, yeah, I was just saying, but it's not a 3.8 inch blade, it's 3.25 inch, so this is more like the XO-M, right? This is the drop point, and they had a thing on here, where is that I had my hands on, that they were talking about, oh, here. This is another kind of interesting thing. See, this is, you can do your swordfish however you want. So they got this, like this nebula, okay? And then what is that? The toxic green or something. This is regular carbon fiber, and then this is the copper carbon fiber stuff. So you can get these inlays, and just this screw and this screw, pop it out, put a different inlay in, okay? And so this one's a different inlay too. You could swap these inlays back and forth or whatever you want. So, and you know what? I don't know right now, I don't see where they just sell replacement inlays there right now, but I think that's what they're talking about eventually to do. Here, they're just talking about their machining, how they finish the metal. And then of course right here, I have this here, which is easy to carry. Now, I don't know if I care that much about it, but you might, because you might want to do this. You might want to, you know, put the knife in, and this, until you break the sheath in, it's going to be like this. But okay, so you have it to where it doesn't gravity open and jam you in the thigh or something. You know what I'm saying? In your pocket. So this does give you extra protection that way if you want to do that. So you can get that. Okay, so that's another little thing that they're bringing up with it. I just think they're cool. Now, how much do they weigh? And we're just gonna have some fun with these because I just, you know, the good thing about these that I didn't really appreciate about the Remette XO or XOM is because the Remette XO, and I don't know how legitimate my thing is here, but it just didn't seem like a knife handle. This, because this seems a little bit more like maybe the G&G Deadlock Hawk or something, a little bit more shapely like a knife. This almost looks like maybe a coffin handle, you know, like traditional knife or something that feels more like a knife handle. Just saying, maybe I'm just off on that, but that's what it feels like to me. 123 grams. You know, it's only 4-something ounces. That's not bad, okay? Because I was just looking at 4.36, okay? And I don't think this is, well, even with this, you're at 5 ounces with the sheath and everything. Let's see if that's 4.3 something. Yeah, same, okay. So the exact same. All right. Now, you're right. This is not, I mean, for some reason, this seems bigger than 3.2-inch blade, doesn't it? But it's not. It's really more like 3.15 there. Now down here, more like 3.25, okay? And cutting edge is about 3.15. And yeah, 7.75 overall. All right, and let's do this. 0.52, you know what? It looks chunky here, doesn't it? This looks like ridiculous thick, but really it's not. It's 0.53. I mean, shit, I've got knives on here all the time that are 0.6, 0.62, that kind of thing. 13.5 millimeters. Okay, so it's a little thicker than some, but, and let's see what we, yeah, about 2.8 to 3 millimeter. Okay, blade stock. Now, another, you know, consideration here is, what are we going to cut? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's, it actually is sharp. Okay, yeah. Factory edge is pretty good. So, not to worry there. That's pretty good. What do you like best? Do you like the Tanto or the drop point? If I was going to, yeah, I'd go with this. I'm not a big Tanto guy, but it depends. If it's a real tactical type knife, then okay, I'll go for that. If it's not, then this one suits me well. They don't have a dagger blade, and so maybe that's a good thing. Although they did have not a true double edge on the Remette XO, right? But they did have a dagger blade. I mean, it wasn't sharp on both, but it was that kind of a blade. So I don't know if they're going to do that on this. I don't know if I'd want necessarily a sharpened double edge. This is not bad, though. This is cool. I don't see this as a heavy self-defense knife or anything because, you know, this is, I mean, so many other knives will just flip open, or they have a, you know, like a wave feature on them. You can wave them out of your pocket or whatever. So they're not going to be as quick to open as a lot of other knives, or maybe not even really as intuitive. But these are very simple knives, aren't they? And it's got a spring in here that you push up, and of course there's a mechanism that opens this up. And then it holds on now. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me get it to my mic. Yeah. I mean, you got to do that, right? Because you're not going to have zero play on a gravity knife. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Yeah. But you know, it doesn't rattle as a result of that. It only will move if you're going to sit there and move it like that. So there's that. But I do like the handle design. I like this texturing on here. I just think it's a good looking knife, and really at 4.3 ounces, you can throw this in your pocket. Is it really that heavy in the hand? No, not at 4.3 ounces. And it does give you some texture here to hold on to, so it does give you some grip. I don't see this as a problem unless, I mean, if you're going to push it into your pants, that would push it back, which is not going to open it. The only way you could possibly open it is if you withdraw it somehow slowly out of your pocket and somehow you dig deep enough down there to push this forward as you're pulling it out of your pants. And then, nah, you almost really got to point it straight up and down to do that. I mean, it would be possible. So, and maybe that's the whole point behind this. I've carried this several times, but I've never had an issue where I felt like it was gonna, you know, come open because it's got to do that. So you've got to release this mechanism to do that. In any case, I thought, I mean, you know, it came up for sale right after SHOT Show. So it was more like maybe March of 24, but it was a small run that came out and they were snapped up really quick. And I tried to remind myself to stay current on it so I get in, and I didn't. So no, this is the next run that's in. So that's what we've got here. And they look good. I mean, fit and finish seems fine. So I don't know. I mean, this is what they are. If you're not into gravity knives, okay. I mean, I think they're interesting. They're novelty, and they've been around for decades and decades, longer than I've been alive, right? I mean, they had them in the wars. Like, I don't know if it was World War I, but they had them in World War II, things like that. So, yeah, they've been around. Interesting in some iteration or another, right? And there it goes. So, yes, I mean, the ergos are fine, like I said before. It feels good in the hand. It does give it some kind of like almost a coffin handle design, which is kind of neat. And the fact that it looks like the jaws are opening like some deep sea creatures ready to do something here. It's interesting. It's different. Now, let's take a look at another issue here. And let's get Big Blue out because, and I'm going to try and do this. I watched this once on their Instagram. And what have I got here? Hopefully that's not oil from my last thing. But I'm going to grab my little drivers and see about, come on, buddy. I don't know if I need a number 6. I know I need probably a number 8. So let's see how that goes. Oh, we were holding on to something. Okay. Okay, so we've got these, and these are number 6s. Okay. I think that pocket clip's number 8, though. No, that's number 6 too, unless this is not a number 8. No, this is number 8. Okay, maybe okay. There are number 6s here. Goody gumdrops. I don't know what I was thinking of. Okay, now, because you know, you look at this knife, and there's these two little dogs, and of course, then this fell right out. But you look at these and you go, well, how am I going to open this up? Where do I open it up at? Where's the screws? Yeah, good question, huh? That's what I thought too. So, here, see this? Okay, I'll watch. Got to take this, I believe. Okay, and this. And I'm probably doing this wrong, and I probably should have gone back and looked at Instagram one more time. Okay, that's a longer, shorter, which means one of these was a pass-through, and yeah, that's how it's held on, just like that. Okay, so this is the back side. Well, or really, this is the presentation side, and here's the pocket clip side. And so here's what we have, right? And we gotta let this dog come out here. Then I got this far and then I didn't go any further because I think what you gotta do is you gotta pop these screws here, right, to reverse this blade. So you can make it so it is for lefty friendly, which I'm sitting here trying to think, well, how that's that significant, but maybe so. Okay, come on. Did you finally get out of there? Are you guys the same size? Hold on. I'm just trying to be careful that I don't mix and match. Okay, so yeah, then you can turn this around just like this. And there you go, back in, line these up, and then you are good to go. Like that. Put these in here. If I got these correctly. Okay, bring this all the way down. Like that. Now, okay, I reckon that's it. They did it very quickly. They did it quicker than I did, right? So, yeah, let me see how I do this in a coordinated way, somewhat. There it is. It's dropped in. Push this forward, drop it out. Okay, we're locked in. So this is how this works here. All right. Now, I don't know. I've never seen anybody go ahead and take the other pieces out, but this is how you reverse the blade. So now you're left-handed or you're right-handed. And here's this. As opposed to that, then you just flip it around like this. However you want to do it, right? Just bring this carrier forward, of course. Just like that. Then you can put the screws in. And then you can lock it down. Okay, get this lined up correctly, and then I'll get it back in here. We're all right. And there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. Then you can swap these out and you're good to go. Baby. Remette Swordfish. You go, gravity knife extraordinaire. Check them out. I'll give you the link to Remette. I'll give you the link to, I'm seeing that Tack Knives has them as well. So, I mean, this is also where I saw them. And of course, then it made sense that when I visited the Tack Knives booth, on their menu here, they'll have brands and a drop down brands, and then Remette will be one of them, so you can check it out on there. Like them, like the gravity, they're cool. I like the design. I definitely like this texturing on here. And you know what? They're not too heavy to carry, and they got a nice pocket clip. They feel good in the hand. It's not rattling on me. It's weird. It's not rattling, but I mean, they have some play because they're gravity and, you know, all that stuff. Like any, like an OTF or gravity knife would have. Way that's cool. Nice and sharp. Take care. I'm gonna let you go. Love them knives here. Check out my buddy's Remette and stay sharp.